brought in studio Deputy CEO of the YEA, Alhaji Ibrahim Bashiru, to tell us more on what the YEA has been doing and what the plan is. Alhaji, you're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you, Omar.
How are you doing?
I'm better.
How are the youth of Ghana?
The youth of Ghana, they are very good.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah. The what do you call them? The people you created, the NAPCO. They say you have not delivered what they want. They are struggling. They are crying. So they are youth, though.
Okay, well, first of all, let me say that NAPCO was not under the youth employment
I know. I'm talking as
even that. Sometimes there's some miscommunication when it comes to NAPCO. Usually, people are talking about the few people that we couldn't pay them, but nobody is talking about the number of people who have migrated from NAPCO to permanent job. Huge. I admit that there are some few of them that government is still owing them, and I'm sure they are working to ensure that they are paid. So NAPCO for me was a very good program, and if I had my way, I would have advised government that we should have continued with it.
So what would you say has been the performance of the YEA since you joined the YEA under this administration? What are the key things you've done in the past that have helped Ghanaian youth?
Well, Omaru, there are a few things I can mention. If you look at the Youth Employment Agency, you know the history of YEA, and I'm sure before 2017, the YEA was an agency that anytime you mention it, was synonymous to, I don't want to use the word corruption.
You can say scandal,
but scandals, you call it. It wasn't an institution that somebody would want to associate himself with. If you remember the Jida, Manasseh Zure, and all of that. But from 2017 up to date, I can proudly say that we are on the runway to ensuring that we provide decent job for the teeming youth of this country.
What kind of job? So what is the YEA model of job creation? Do you have jobs that you give people, or you have a portal where if people want jobs, you accept their names, and when there's a vacancy somewhere, you put them there, or you create modules in the private? How do you give your jobs to people? And how different are you from, say, the YES has changed its name, the Youth Enterprise Support. They call them something else. NIP.
Exactly.
They would give you a capital. There's National Youth Authority, that's usually policy. How do you give jobs to people? How do you create jobs?
So, first of all, let me say that there are two categories of workers in YEA. First of all, we have the permanent staff, that is those who manage the affairs of the Youth Employment Agency. Then we also have what we refer to as beneficiaries.
Okay.
So I'm sure your question is in respect of the beneficiaries.
Yes. How do people benefit from your job?
So for the beneficiaries, usually if you look at the YEA Act, the Act provides an opportunity for us to create as many models as we can. And usually we create a model depending on a particular circumstance.
Okay.
And let me give an example. After COVID, you realize that most institutions, especially within the hospitality industry, a lot of people lost their job opportunities. So the YEA came out with a model called the Business and Employment Assistance Program, where we signed an MOU with the Ghana Tourism Authority to help owners within the hotel industry to recruit young people so that we could give them what we refer to as top-up salaries. So if you go to the health sector, after COVID, Ghana, we were exposed. We realized that we were weak in terms of not just facilities, but even the number of health workers. So YEA decided that there was a need to collaborate with the Ghana Health Service to recruit what we refer to as community health workers. And we did about 6,000 of them.
And these are different from nurses?
Completely. I mean, these are not trained nurses. We call them community health workers.
So they go to the hospitals on CHIPS compounds, or what do they do?
They work only on CHIPS compounds, especially in the rural communities. I think their responsibility is just to assist the nurses in carrying out basic things. For example, not cleaning, but taking the temperature of patients and all of that, because they are not professionally trained, but they are just there to augment the staff. If you go to the rural communities, some CHIPS compounds, my brother, you go and see a CHIPS compound has only one nurse. So if YEA decides that, look, let's send 2 other community health workers to assist them, I think it's good. And so far, it has been very, very successful.
So in the past, I recall you did the YEA thing. I was there at the launch in Medina, where you did some skills training for YEAs. You also give them a hostel.
Sure.
Now you are planning to do jobs and entrepreneurship fair. Is this a place? So you said you are doing this at Independence Square.
Square.
Is it that anyone who wants a job in Ghana should come there? What's this model? What's the plan?
So yes, the answer is yes, but I would say specifically the young people of this country.
Oh yeah. So even if you are 45, it's okay. You can come.
Oh yes, no,
Okay.
45.
Yeah.
For us, well, from 18 to 40 years, we are fine. But 45, why not?
Mhm.
I mean, you are a Ghanaian, and at the end of the day, we have the private sector over there to recruit.
So what's the fair? Talk to me
Okay,
about
so
the fair first.
the fair is a collaboration between the Youth Employment Agency and the Ghana Report Summit.
Mhm.
So we decided that, look, at this material moment, let's come together and provide opportunities for young people in this country. Now, we are seeking to do a number of things within the 16 days that we want to have the fair at the Independence Square.
Mhm.
Now, the Youth Employment Agency, we've taken advantage to also do a graduation ceremony of, you recall that we had 10,000 artisans that we trained them. We did the first phase passing out ceremony in Tachiman, where His Excellency the Vice President was the special guest of honor, and that was referred to as the Northern Middle Belt, comprised of Ashanti region, the 3 Bonos, and the 5 northern regions. So today we also actually graduated those within the Southern Belt, that's Volta, OT, Western North, Central, and then Greater Accra. So another 5,000. Indeed, they were given starter packs to go home and establish themselves. About 6 months ago, if you recall, we also we rolled out a model known as the Textile and Garment Model. It was launched in Kumasi. The Chief of Staff at the Office of the President was a special guest of honor. That again, we provided some financial support to tailors and seamstresses. The least was 18,500 and the highest was 95,000 Ghana cedis. I mean, they were given these resources to be able to expand their businesses and recruit a lot of young people and also train them. Today, we also invited them to do that, to have the graduation ceremony, and we give each of them a sewing machine and some capital of 500 Ghana cedis.
About how many people?
About 5,000 of them.
Wow.
And 5,000.
And so are they going to be housed somewhere, or they'll go back to their communities and do their business in their own localities?
No, so you see, usually YEA is a community base. So Omaro, if you are from Sai Usuduku and you were recruited, you get back to Sai Usuduku.
The way you've done research on me now, I'm scared. Continue.
I'm not too sure I'm referring to you, but I'm just saying that is how the YEA.
How you choose South Sudoku of no?
So that is, you go back there and then you operate. If you're an artisan, you are a plumber, you are into tiling, painting, wherever you reside, our responsibility is to provide you with the starter packs for you to go back and work. But let me say that there is something that will happen in the next coming days. I will add that one before I tell you the full picture of the summit.
Okay.
We'll be launching what we will be calling the GH Artisan app. Now, we are going to onboard all our artisans that we have trained, because we're expected to train about 20,000. All of them, we are going to onboard them on this app. And the app operates like the Uber. So all of them will be on the app. So if, say, City FM, you are looking for a plumber to fix up something, you just go into the app and the nearest plumber will appear just like the Uber. You just call him, he comes in and then he fixes it for you.
Really?
Yes, it's going to happen.
And the app has been developed already?
Yeah, but not yet. We're yet to launch it. We've developed it, we've not completed yet.
Okay.
But as we speak now, we've already onboarded 10,000, but it's not operational yet.
Okay.
So hopefully by the close of this month, we'll onboard another 10,000. So we'll start with 20,000 artisans. In fact, even artisans who have not been trained by YEA, if they want to be on the app, for us, our responsibility is to provide them that platform. We'll onboard them so that anybody in this country who wants to access their service can easily go onto our app.
So plumber, carpenter, anything?
Carpenter, electrician, B2K, pedicure, manicure, plaster of Paris, that's POP, count them.
So you won't pay them necessarily. So you are just providing the platform for me to call them and then negotiate with them, or you do the charging and everything. Then when they work, you call them money. How do you do
recruited you for 6 months. Every month we're giving you 500 Ghana cedis as you go through the training. The mastercraft itself, who is providing you with the training, have also been paid. You, the beneficiary, you've been paid the master craft has been paid for 6 months. You've gone through very effective training. Then it's time for you to go out. We've provided you with the starter pack. We are giving you money again. I think you are well equipped. And then we are rolling out this app again for you to be onboarded, so that it will facilitate the opportunities within the society for you. For me, I think that is the best we can do for the young artisans.
Okay, so it's not as if you are going to charge them, so they are not going to pay anything to you.
No. Once we are onboarded, that is it.
And I'm saying that if I call the artisan on that app, for instance, who do I pay the money to? To the government through YEA, or I pay directly to the artisan?
To the person.
It's between me and the person.
To the person.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just like somebody having his Uber car.
Okay.
And then you command the Uber comes to pick you.
What I mean is that there will be no percentage coming to...
No.
Okay.
But permit me to say that the YEA, under our act, we are not supposed to generate any revenue.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Everything must be government funded.
Everything. We can engage ourselves in activities that will even bring us some revenue or income. Not at all.
I see.
Yes.
So, but the job fair, who are the kind of people who are going to be there? Are there even jobs for people to come and queue for? And do you also not risk chaos at this your job fair? You are doing it at the Independence Square and the International Conference Center. So how is it going to be like? Because I know so many people who are jobless, and if they hear that government is offering jobs at Independence Square at the conference center, you may be overwhelmed.
Well, that is true. But I think that the information out there, a lot of people feel that we are talking about only the government sector. There are also the private sector. A lot of companies will also be there to showcase the opportunities that they have. And if you come to the government sector, the Ghana National Fire Service will be doing live recruitment. Ghana Immigration Service will be there. Ghana Police Service will be there. Tomorrow they are going to set up, because they are also going to recruit.
But you started today, 19th.
We started today.
But today has just been to do graduation ceremony for people. Right?
Graduation ceremony and then the initial preparation.
So the main recruitment will start tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Some other training.
Is it for degree holders, for WASI certificate holders, for BEC, or what's your qualification?
The opportunities are numerous. You will have to come and do an assessment. For example, you know the KIA that we launched, you were there. We are still going to do some training of KIA at the Independence Square for 14 days.
Okay.
In 10 trade areas. They are going to go through effective training on most of the trade areas that I've mentioned: soap making, pedicure, manicure, all of that. And for the 10 days, when they are done, we'll give them some starter packs and give them money. So that's also another opportunity. So if you are KIA, you are somewhere, apart from being at Medina or Ashama, there's also an opportunity for you to come to the Independence Square for 14 days to be trained.
So this is happening from today all the way to 5th October.
Exactly.
Independence Square and Conference Center. Which one is where? Because those are two different venues.
Yes. So initially we wanted to do the opening ceremony at the Conference Center and then do most of the training at the Independence Square. Unfortunately, I think there was some mix-up because the Conference Center has been fully booked.
Okay.
So we've been told that maybe after the next week or so
we'll get the conference. So you're only using
so for now we're using the Independence Square.
I live at Kwashiman. I finished secondary school about 5 years ago. I have no job. I'm hearing Alhaji Bashiru on City say that there's a job fair tomorrow. The government is trying to help me with job. Yes. What should I do?
Two things. Once you've heard it, walk to the Independence Square. There are two things. You walk to the Independence Square tomorrow. When you come to the Independence Square, for example, there is somebody who wants to just learn CCC insulation. We are going to have a lot of people to do that training. Somebody wants to learn how to fix car glasses or anything that you want to do, just come there. If you are looking for permanent job, there are private companies there that are also going to mount their stand and also provide an opportunity. You want to join the security, I've indicated that the Ghana Police, Ghana National Fire Service, Ghana Prison Service, they are also going to recruit. You can also check on the YEA job center. Maybe if some jobs have been placed there, then you are interested in applying, you can do it. In fact, there's also even an opportunity to train you on how to write CVs and all of that. I think it is a package. So once you walk from Dome to the Independence Square, the opportunities are numerous. It's for you to decide which one you want. If you want skill training, which area do you want? There's an opportunity for you.
What if I want a formal job? I want you to send me to NPA to go and work, or to GMPC to go and work. Or I want you to send me to TOR, or I want you to send me to Free Zones. Media, that's what I want, because I have a degree. I have a degree for 3 years now.
It is important to realize that this job fair is just a platform that we are providing. And then we are bringing on the private sector and the government sector. Those who have the vacancies, they will come and mount the stands. For us.
But have they declared vacancies for you? Have they told you that there are vacancies?
Yes, both the private and I've just told you that.
So about how many people do you think you can accommodate?
Well, for let's say the security agencies, we've been told that they will do up to 5,000.
For all of them?
For all of them put together.
So if I want to go to immigration, this is my chance?
You just have to come there.
Okay. Now, private sector, about how many companies or businesses are coming, and how many people did they say to you that they can recruit?
So far, about 15 or so, or 20 or so have indicated as of last week. But tomorrow, I'm sure a lot more will join. Now, when you come, you walk to the stand, and then the opportunities are there. You go for the interview, and it is just on spot. Once you go for the interview and you prove that you are capable, you have what it takes, then you are given the opportunity.
Do I need to bring my MPP party card for this event? And if I don't bring it, would I get a job regardless?
Unfortunately, the last time I checked, our act France on political consideration.
That's a law.
And so I think that for me, as a young person, I will be the saddest person if I have to give job to people based on political consideration. Because, you see, Omar, you believe and you agree with me that youth unemployment has become a national security threat to all of us. And, excuse my language, a thief or an armed robber does not know an MPP or NDC. Because for him, he doesn't have a party. All that he does is to get you, whether to kill you, whatever he's going to do. And so for me, our responsibility as Youth Employment Agency is to ensure that we provide an opportunity for every single young person who is interested, regardless of political affiliation. And since we started this in 2017, there is nowhere and under no circumstance have we ever called on party colors and ID cards and all of that. In fact, we don't do that, and we'll never do that.
Finally, it's 2 or 3 months to the elections. You are now remembering to give jobs to the youth. Is it not a vote buying mechanism? You are scamming them. What do you think? What do you say to
I think I'll answer it in twofold. First of all, it is not true that we are now remembering to give jobs. So if I have to make it short, even within the last 2 years, we've done 139,000 job opportunities.
Have you done job fairs like this before?
Yes.
About how many?
In fact, about 6 of them. We did one in Takoradi, we did one in Tamale, we did one in Kumasi, we did one in Koforidua, and then we did 2 in Accra.
I see. So
this will be even the 7th.
So it's not a vote.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's not as
not at all. That's the first angle. And the other angle is that, as a government, until 7th January 2025, constitutionally, don't you have the mandate to continue to serve the people of Ghana?
You do.
And so whether it's tomorrow or tomorrow next, you have the responsibility to continue to exercise your mandate.
We have to go, but there's a member of parliament who has sent me a message. He says I should ask you, if you are not involved in revenue generation, what about the fish farming in the Volta region? The person says you have a fish farm.
Yes.
YEA, you have a fish farm.
Yes.
You are not supposed to generate revenue. So what are you doing? You give it out for free for people to fry and eat.
I think maybe that is what we call the aquaculture. In fact, the NDC regime, they signed an MOU with the 6th Artillery Regiment of the Volta region. What that program is not for revenue. That program is to provide a training ground for young people who want to go into aquaculture. So it is not for you to make money. It is just to put up a training center so that young people can go and train at least every 6 months.
So the fish you get from there, what do you do to it? What do you do with the fish? Because the MP is concerned about revenue.
No, I get it.
Unless you don't sell the fish, do you give it out for free to sellers?
No. So what happened is that if you look at that model, it's not solely owned by the Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
The arrangement too also has a percentage. So what we do is that we have not even done the production, but assuming, I'm sure the MP's concern is the fact that if you were to produce the fish, what will you do? Will you throw it? Will you give it out? No, whatever you make out of it, you continue to use it to expand.
So you reinvest it.
That is all.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Deputy CEO of the Youth Employment Agency, Alhaji Ibrahim Bashiru. Thank you for joining us on Point Blank.
You're welcome.
So if you're listening to us, the YEA says if you're unemployed, you are youth tomorrow. Come to the Independence Square. Tomorrow all the way to October 5. Carry your flat file. Put your letters and things inside and come. Come and tell them you want a job. If they don't give you a job, look for a man called Bashiru, Alhaji Bashiru, and say that you heard him on the radio. Tag him. You know what they tagging? What's called tagging? Just him. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. This has been